Welcome to our first episode, our first podcast, our only podcast. I'm Aimee B.
I'm Aimee B.
We're AB squared.
We're going to talk about the A's and B's of K-pop on this podcast.
Yes, this is my first podcast.
My first podcast.
Here we go. Let's hope it goes well. So, we are two, obviously, you can see, middle-aged women. I'm older. How did we come to like K-pop? It's a mystery. But we're going to solve it today on our episode 1 because we have to start somewhere.
Right.
So how did we come to like K-pop?
So I was watching videos on Instagram because it was a pandemic and you couldn't go outside your home. So I made banana bread, and in between that, I watched videos on Instagram. And Instagram fed me up a video of, you know what? Instagram was sending me a lot of videos of people dancing. What's that kind of weird dance they do at raves? Like shuffle dancing or something like that. And I was like, I'm not watching these, so I'd skip through them. But then they sent me a video of these 3 super cute guys doing this very cute, complicated dance to the song Butter, which I hadn't heard a lot, but heard a little bit. And I was like,
how did you come to it before Butter?
No, that was the dance music. That was the video. They were dancing. It's the 3 J's. So J-Hope, Jimin, and Jungkook are dancing, doing a little choreography to Megan Thee Stallion in Butter. I'm serious.
Butter just came out like last year.
It was during the pandemic.
You were a BTS fan way before that.
No, I wasn't.
You weren't?
It's been a year, but it's been like 13 months. Like 14 months.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't know that?
I came onto it way before you did.
Yeah, way before me.
Wow.
End of the pandemic.
Wow. Time out. I'm just going to make sure this is.
Okay, so I'm younger. I came to it later.
You seriously?
No, seriously.
Butter?
Butter. I'm serious. And then their song My Universe with Chris Martin in that crowd.
Yeah.
Coldplay. That came out. That was on the radio. I mean, I'd heard of them, but I like dove deep. It was like, seriously, like,
whoa,
October of 20.
You went really deep fast.
Yeah.
Wow.
Worth it. So then I'm like, oh, there's 7 of them. They're handsome. Their songs are cute. They're good dancers. They're likable. There's so much to learn about them because every one of them has like 3 or 4 different names. They've got personality things you have to know. There's inside stories. There's so much stuff. So that's how they appeared to me. That's how they came into my little world on my phone.
Wow.
Shocker.
I am shocked. Diva.
That means that's awesome.
I came to him earlier than that, really near the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. So they were showing up in my YouTube feed, and I don't know why. I seriously have thought about it, and I have no idea what YouTube algorithm was using, but apparently they knew that I would be hooked. And eventually I finally watched one, and it was their dance practice for Danger. And that's about the time, I don't remember the name of that album, but way before Butter.
But I think Danger's kind of an old song of theirs too. Like they were really young.
No, they were really young.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying fall of 2001 is when I discovered. And we're talking about BTS. Let us be clear, we understand that BTS is not the whole world of K-pop, but that was like the recruiter for both of us.
No, that's how we came to like K-pop.
Yeah.
You do go down a rabbit hole because you're like, whoa, what happened? What did I just watch? And who are these guys? And yada yada yada. And then eventually, way down the rabbit hole, I saw when they did the Carpool Karaoke. Like I didn't watch Carpool Karaoke way after the fact. Like I watched it when it first aired, and I already knew them. But I think that a lot of their personalities that came out in Carpool Karaoke were not kind of how they really are.
Yeah, just edited that way.
I think they're just more subdued.
Oh,
and they don't all speak English, and so Jen.
If you haven't,
you Joker guy. That
exactly.
That's Jen.
You said.
But yeah.
If you want a little introduction to BTS, a lot of people like the Carpool Karaoke with James Corden, late night. So look that up, BTS on Carpool Karaoke. They're very cute.
You went down fast. So Yeah, I ended up watching all of their stuff and getting to know them, and then yeah, I can pick them out when they sing. Like I know their voices and stuff, but that surprises me that you came at it with butter.
Yeah.
I was well seasoned by then.
Well, look up the 3Js of BTS doing the choreography.
Look up the Dance Practice to Danger.
It's really good.
Okay, so let's talk about our experiences. I have zero experiences with live.
We do
live with like live.
We do experience K-pop differently. Like I like to do the stuff. So I've been to several K-pop concerts. I've been to 2 BTS concerts, and I want to go to every one they ever have in the future. And yes,
loads of stuff.
I have tons of stuff. I know that they're on a hiatus right now. Okay, we know that. No need to tell me. I'll tell you about it. I've got pens, I've got albums, I've got they're like just they're so famous, so they're on a lot of like food packaging in Korean food and actually around the world really. So there's in K-pop it's more than one media stream. It's not just music, right?
True, K-pop is a multi-faceted industry.
Right. There's TV shows there. I've seen them in the cinema, and I also like to go meet other fans.
Yeah.
So I go to fan meetings or.
You should tell me what those are. I might go. I did one with you, and I was a little. At first, I was like, "Oh my gosh, what the hell is happening here?" And then I realized later on that night, I thought, these people are like, this gives you enjoyment, and so go for it. I think unless you're a serial killer, like that's not good. But otherwise, if you find joy in something and it's not hurting somebody, go for it.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of, like, you have to be a little bit confident, I think. And did it take you a little while to admit to anyone that you listened to K-pop and you liked it?
Yes.
Took her a while. You don't just run around like, oh, everyone's going to think that's awesome.
Took me a lot, yeah.
So we met each other. We're on a board together, and I had a South Korean flag sticker on my computer.
And I said, oh, this is what I finally came to be very comfortable saying. Oh, I'm learning some Korean.
Right, you can say, I'm learning Korean.
And
I'm
you
like,
said,
oh, me too.
Why?
How come you are?
You said why. You didn't say me too. You said why. And that's what everybody says to me. This is what I finally came comfortable with. Because I've decided I like K-pop. And then you screamed at me, are you ARMY? And I was like, oh, yes.
So ARMY is the name of the fandom that follows BTS in particular. Yeah. And BTS is, that stands for Bangtan Sonyeondan. It means Bulletproof Boy Scout. So they kind of have like a little bit of a military thing. Like they're a little bit of military feel about them. So they named their fandom ARMY.
Well, we're ARMY.
We're ARMY.
So, okay, let's wrap up episode 1 with this idea that how K-pop kind of came to be ushered into the States, because I think I have disagreements with what other people think.
Well, and to be honest, neither one of us are great scholars of K-pop. We haven't done. I'm
not being a scholar.
I am true, but we're not. I haven't done tons of research, but in my experience of finding out about Korean like media in all the different ways, Psy was the first Korean.
See, and I call BS
music.
on that. That's what I read in an article, was that there's this idea that Psy ushered in, because there were other bands prior to him that had tried to break into the U.S. market and failed. And they all would do collaborations with U.S. rappers and whatnot, which is probably why I never heard of them either. But, I mean, K-pop has been around in the U.S. before Psy, but he got huge with Gangnam Style. And I remember when that came out, you looked it up, because I said 2010, but it was 2012. And I remember it, I remember the video, and I hated it. I hated every part of it. Because I hate like goofy caricatures, and I hate, that stuff does not resonate with me. So I hated it. And I don't see the same, taking me out of the equation, I don't see the same interest in Korea or K-pop that BTS kind of has helped usher in from Psy.
Yeah, so Psy had that song Gangnam Style. Excuse me. Sorry.
Somebody didn't turn off their phone.
Sorry about that. I'm very popular. Lots of people calling me to be on their podcasts, I think. Psy, that song was so popular, but like even more than the song being popular, the music video was popular. So like, did
That's
it
what I
like
said.
hit at the same time as YouTube or something? I don't know. But it
Right.
set records for viewership on YouTube, and it was the first time I'd heard Korean music and anything besides MASH. I mean, I watched MASH when I was a kid. I loved that show, but it doesn't tell you anything about Korea, to be honest.
No, when watching it as a kid, I didn't know it was
It doesn't tell you
Korean
anything.
war. I didn't know anything like that.
I had
They
some
were
friends whose family had been to Korea, and they told me that kimchi was fermented by being buried underground for years. I don't actually think that's true. I think people just make it in their kitchens. They don't bury it underground. But
Maybe
it
they
was
did
kind of like
historically.
Korea just seemed kind of like exotic, and I think it still is. Like, it's very different from
Sure, there's a lot of countries that are
from
different.
here, right?
I just I don't give credit to Psy for being the ambassador to K-pop. I think he was like a one-off. And then as I was reading, he had a follow-up song which I never knew about, and it obviously wasn't as big as Gangnam Style. But I don't give him credit for being any like ambassador to K-pop or even Korea. I think he was a one-off, and it was goofy, and everybody really jumped on it, and whatever.
Well, there's a lot of everybody made kind of like lots of people made small inroads because like
Sure.
the group Epic High, they performed at Coachella. They were the first Korean group to perform at Coachella before Gangnam Style, I believe.
Yeah.
But so people made little inroads, but then the explosion that BTS had in my life personally, and in like the world market, you know, like on world music charts and world music video viewings and stuff like that. It's
I am definitely
crazy.
not suggesting it didn't exist before them. So, but I reject this supposition that Psy was the start of the K-pop phenomenon in the U.S.
They don't seem like the same
No.
animal to me.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap up
Agreed.
episode 1. And we'll try, I don't know that we'll be successful, but I thought we could try since we're both learning Korean. And because of you, I've been learning Hangul.
Which is the alphabet. It's genius.
Sure.
It's genius.
I think the vowels are giving me trouble. But I don't know about genius. But anyway. I will say though, let's do like a Korean word. And what's your favorite Korean word?
Okay, I'm gonna go with ego,
Okay.
which means being cute. It's like the cuteness. So if we say, "Give us some ego," do like this. You do
Oh yeah.
dimples or like hearts and stuff like that. It's just being cute, making like cute little noises and stuff like that. And K-pop idols, which are the idols are like the stars, right?
Mhm.
K-pop idols will do ego as fan service, which is just like a thing that might be kind of embarrassing for them to do, but the fans like
Clearly
it.
it's embarrassing. You can see it
Some
on
of
the
them
face.
hate it. Some of them are cute at it. Some of them like it.
Yeah.
So ego is my word.
So, okay, I was thinking, so just off the top of my head, because this isn't scripted, but one of my favorite words to learn was when I was working on verbs, and it was to dance, and it's chumurchuda. And I just loved how that sounded, chumurchuda.
It's so complicated.
Chumur, dance, chumur. I love it.
I love it.
Chumurchuda.
All right, so those are your words for this week. Ego and chumulchuda.
I guess we could dance ego. I don't know.
No,
We're done.
We're not.
All right. Annyeong.
Annyeong!